Now let's speak a bit more about vertebrates. Now, in vertebrates, they have five animal classes. These are animals that have backbones. So what the scientists did, they broke it up into more classes. But you will see also there's even an extra one. So we start with our animals. We have a dog, snake, lobster, fish, owl, frog. Also, they all can be classified as a bird. It's a salamander, dolphin, crocodile, crab, fish, and last but not least, our hummingbird. Now, we're going to put these into the five animal classes. Actually, it's something that we actually have six, but most people don't speak about the sixth one. Alright? So first, let's have our classes. First, we have birds. And one of the first feature you can say about a bird is that birds have feathers. All birds have feathers. Even penguins, they may look as if they have no feathers, and people think because they don't fly, they have no feather, but they actually have a feather. They are warm-blooded. I mean, the inside of them, they are warm, and they can get cold, so they try to keep as warm as possible. Penguins have a lot of fluffy feathers, specially made to keep them warm. And if you see in those movies like Happy Feet and so forth, you know that they huddle together to keep warm, and also that they lay eggs. All right. So which of these will fall into the category? We find out just now. Reptiles. These are cold-blooded animals. They usually lay eggs. Now do they say always lay eggs? No, they usually lay eggs and have scaly skin. Now, fish are cold-blooded animals that live in water. They have scales, fins, and gills, and they also lay eggs. Now, people ask, but do all fish lay eggs? That's how fish spawn or have young ones. We learn more about that as we go along. Now, if you see there's a animal in the sea, now right here we have one over here. It has fins. This one doesn't have any scales, and it has no gills. Here, and we'll see why in a while, which category this falls under. Because people look at a dolphin and say it's a fish. It's not a fish. Moving on to mammals. Mammals are warm-blooded animals. They produce milk to feed their young, like your mom. When you were young, she had to feed you milk. Alright? And most mammals have hair on their body. Now, when looking at these, you can actually almost start to put them in their correct classes. Going along, amphibians can live both on land and in the water. They have moist, smooth skin. And here, amphibians also lay eggs. Do all lay eggs? It's no research. But let us add another class. Now this could have been 6, but leave it for 5 for now. Arthropods. These animals have an exoskeleton, segmented bodies, and jointed limbs. And we will see which of these animals fall into these categories. And let's put them in the correct categories. So birds. Which of these you think will fall in the category of birds? We have our owl, it has feathers, and our hummingbird has feathers. So I'm thinking that these two will be that's correct, these are our birds. Moving on to reptiles. Cold-blooded animals usually lay eggs and have scaly skin. It has scales, but it doesn't have scaly skin. They also lay eggs. And fish are also cold-blooded, but these live in the sea. Reptiles are on land. And yes, crocodile and a snake are examples of reptiles, and there are more, such as an iguana or a lizard. Alright? Moving on to fish. Cold-blooded animals that live in the water have scales. Fins and gills. What do the gills do? Fish breathe underwater. They use the gills to filter the oxygen so they can survive. Remember, all living beings need to breathe in one or the other. They need oxygen. That's what the gills are for. And we'll see why now that these two are our fishes. And we can say fishes because there are different types of fish. Because one type will be just fish. Alright? No matter how many you had. Now moving on. Warm-blooded, produce milk, feed their young. Most, not all mammals have hair on their body, but they also breathe through their lungs. That's why we can categorize, say a dog has hair on the body, warm-blooded, and when a dog has puppies go and suck milk from its mother's breast. That's how they start to grow. They suck the milk from mommy's breast, run and play and sleep, and they grow and eventually start to eat food. But along with this one, in the sea, we have another animal that's similar. It's a dolphin. It gives birth to a live young, just like a dog, and the dolphin young also has to suck on his breast to get milk. Now, a dolphin doesn't have gills or scales, so how does it breathe? Yes, it has a blowhole on the top of its head, just like what? Yeah, killer whales or orcas and all types of whales. Okay, so these are mammals, not fish. Shark is a fish. Alright? Now moving on to amphibians, and live both on land and in water. Have moist, smooth skin. Look at this. It looks like a lizard, doesn't it? It's not a lizard. It's a salamander. It lives, and yes, you remember the movie Matilda in the glass? That was a newt. It's similar to this. So it's shiny and looks wet. And also our frog is also an amphibian. And as you read on your notes more, you'll realize that frogs also lay eggs in the water. They live most of their life in the water. They can live both on water and land. And yeah, there's a difference between frogs and toads. As you go to a higher grade, you understand more. But they also, it's an amphibian still. And yes, the reptiles, frog has a backbone. All of these have a backbone. Yes, and dolphin and the dogs are mammals. And also amphibian and amphibian. Now, are we done? No, we have arthropods. That leaves our crab and our, Now, they're not vertebrates, but they are part of our animal class. But I have to mention because they have an exoskeleton. The skeleton is, they're hard on the outside and all mushy on the inside. So these are not vertebrates. They are arthropods. I have to bring it here to show you because I have to at least explain to you how they move around. Because a jellyfish, now you can tell it's a invertebrate, it's all squishy unless it's an octopus. But some animals have an exo or outer skeleton, like the crab and the lobster.